Bracketology presented by Dave Campbell's Texas Football, breaking down 2020 UIL Texas High School Football Playoff brackets. I am Greg Tepper. This is 4A Division 1. It's the biggest bracket that's starting right now because remember 6A and 5A come a little bit later. And a lot of attention is going to be paid to, I think, a couple of teams, but where those teams don't reside, I think, is where the real intrigue of the bracket is, specifically here and here, Region 1 and Region 3. But let's start with that Region 1, because this is a region of who wants it. This is a wide open region. I do think the two best districts in this region are Region 3 or District 3 and District 4, and that is going to make things really interesting. Specifically, Dumas, of course, the champions of District 3, could see Andrews in the second round of the playoffs. I think that's a very dangerous team from out west. They run a high-powered style of offense. They're going to be dangerous. Keep an eye on Springtown, the champions of District 4. I think that they've got a very nice draw, probably to a regional semifinal where they could see a team like Dumas or Andrews. Up here, I was ready to christen Decatur because I thought that they were playing fantastic, but they were a team that struggled a little bit down the stretch, especially in the last couple of weeks. And now they get Pampa in the first round of playoffs. And that is no pushover. If they get past that, I think they're the favorite to come out of here. And then they could see a team like Canyon. Canyon, a very dangerous squad there. They're out of the greater Amarillo area. I think Canyon is a team to beat. This is anybody's ball game. There is not a favorite here, plain and simple. You could convince me 6, 7 different teams come out of Region 1. That's going to make that a lot of fun to watch. Let's go to Region 2. And Region 2's got one of those teams that we're going to be talking about a lot, which is Argyle. Argyle, first of all, shout out North Dallas. The Bulldogs made the playoffs for the first time since 1952. Their reward is the #1 team in the state. It's okay. You're in. That matters. Argyle gets in. They're probably going to see Stephenville. I would say they're the favorite over Benbrook in the first round of the playoffs. That's an interesting challenge. And then look, guys, Argyle, bang. Remember them? Remember Waco La Vega, who played for a title last year? They're back. Maybe they've figured their offense out, and they could get a rematch with Argyle in a regional semifinals. As history has held, Argyle has won the regular season, and Waco La Vega has won in the playoffs. Argyle won the regular season this year. What happens if they see themselves in the regional semifinals? That's going to be a big challenge. Up here, the top half of the bracket's really interesting. This is Midlothian Heritage up here. Got cut off, but that is a Midlothian Heritage team that I think is playing very well. Dangerous, run the ball very well, got a great quarterback there, and I think that Lee Wigginton is one of the best coaches in the state of Texas. And this is an interesting team, Paris. That is a much better than third seed team because they had to forfeit a couple of games because of COVID-19. They are dangerous. Do not sleep on Paris. This is a really interesting group here as well. Kennedale versus Brownwood is maybe the best 1 versus 4 matchup in the state this week. That's going to be a lot of fun, and they're probably going to, the winner of that game probably gets Melissa in the second round. Right now, look, Argyle's got to be your favorite down here, although Waco La Vega loves to hear me say that because they've had every reason to feel like they can beat them if they see them again. Midlothian Heritage probably gets the nod up here, but a lot of teams in this part of the bracket, plus a dangerous Paris team that could give them trouble. Let's go over to Region 3 on the other side of the bracket, where this is a real physical region. This is a region where teams hit you and they run the ball at you, and this is going to be a lot of fun. Lindale. Jordan Jenkins has been unbelievable for Lindale, and the coaching staff there, led by Chris Cochran, has this team believing. I think it's one of the better coaching staffs in the state of Texas, but they have a tough test to get out of that. Needville runs the ball very well as well. This part is really interesting. Livingston won their first district championship in forever this year, but they get Tyler Chapel Hill, a dangerous team coached by Jeff Reardon that is going to give them a lot of trouble. That, to me, the winner of this game is probably the favorite to come out of this part of the bracket and see a team like Lindale in the regional semifinal. Bottom half of the bracket now is going to be a lot of eyes on what happens if these two teams get here. Now, Splendora made the playoffs as well. That's a dangerous Splendora team that I think is playing their best ball right now. Keep an eye on the Wildcats, but they got tough road to hoe with Kilgore, a very dangerous team from out in East Texas. I am really interested to see what happens if we Kilgore and El Campo in the second round of the playoffs. El Campo, one of the most physical teams in the state of Texas. Ruben Owens and that stable of running backs, they are terrific. This is interesting as well because Houston Wheatley polished off their first undefeated regular season as a UIL program. They had a couple of undefeated seasons as a PVIL program before 1963, I believe, but This is a Wheatley team that I think is playing very well. Tough first-round test against Brazosport. And this is a really interesting game. Huffman-Hargrave and Palestine. District games matter. Huffman-Hargrave lost their district championship game to Livingston, and as a result, they get a tough matchup with Palestine in the first round of the playoffs. This is a wide-open region, I think. I lean towards Lindale. I lean maybe towards El Campo, but this is a very dangerous region. Let's go to Region 4 now. And in Region 4, we'll go to Region 4. And push. There we go. This is an interesting test, okay? Because a lot of eyes are going to be up here. This is Lampasas. This is, of course, Ace Whitehead. This is that unbelievable team. Coach Troy Rogers has done a terrific job with the Badgers. They are the number 2 team in 4A Division I, and they deserve to be there, right? What I am interested in is the kinds of tests that they would have to pass to get out of their own region, okay? Let's just play this out. Let's mock this out for it. This is just me, okay? They're going to be favored over Uvalde. In the second round, I project them to see Corpus Christi Miller. Wide open spread offense. Andrew Body, their quarterback. Terrific, terrific offense. Just absolutely crazy spread, right? There's that. Let's say they get past that, right? I would say that the favorite down here is probably Port Lavaca Calhoun. That's Richard Whitaker's Flying Veer. You're talking about Jarius Stewart. You're talking about Steve Johnson. They run such a unique style of offense that is going to be a totally different challenge for Lampasas. Okay, let's say they get out of there. The favorite from this bottom half of the bracket, in my mind, if you're not talking about Austin LBJ, keep an eye on them, they're very dangerous as well, is probably Corpus Christi Cal Allen. And you know what they do? They run like the wing T. They're a low-scoring, grind-it-out, defense-first, Jeremiah Earls, Coach Phil Danaher, defensive coordinator Steve Campbell, they want to grind you into dust. So if you believe in Lampasas, like I do, what you've got to recognize is the kinds of tests they would have to pass to get out of there. They'd have to play a wide-open spread team, followed by a Flying Veer team, followed by a wing T team. That is dangerous. That's not even to mention if they have to see Austin LBJ, who gave them a lot of trouble. That's a team to keep an eye on. I love this Bernie team. I think this Bernie team is very interesting as well. This is a fun region that has a lot of variety in it that is going to give us a lot to chew on. So when you take a look at the bracket overall, again, bit of a mystery box up here in Region 1. Argyle's probably your favorite, but Midlothian Heritage and Waco La Vega love me saying that, right? Argyle's probably the favorite to come out of this side of the bracket. Over here, who knows? I think it's probably Lampasas, but they have a lot of tests to pass here. And then, by the way, if they get out of here, they'd have to see a team who is exceptionally physical. You're talking about Lindale or El Campo or a team that gets hot like Livingston or a team that gets hot like Kilgore. This is a fun bracket. And so there's a lot of people, I think there's a notion to pencil in Argyle versus Lampasas, and I would love to see it, and that may in fact be what we get. But there's a lot of different speed bumps for both of those teams before we get there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have you covered at TexasFootball.com.